Hey, what's going on, y'all? Caesar Stone Man back at it again. So, don't mind me in this video. Might sound a little nasally. I'm under the weather. I caught a cold or a flu or something. I'm still recovering from it, but I don't want to let that stop me from coming on here and making a video for you guys. So let's get right into it, man. What happened to men? This video is going to be about get on semen retention and get your testosterone up. There was a few videos back I mentioned because in this one I want to talk about the emotional hyperreactivity of men nowadays. I talked about how men, at least in ancient times and even looking to like back to the 50s, didn't get into a tussle off the understanding that this could get very violent and dangerous for the both of us. And when two guys have a good and decent amount of testosterone, they have a decent amount of power. That's where the male power comes from, the male hormone. That's where we get our base from. That's where we get our strength from. That's where we get our energy, our drive, our will to endure, our will to smash somebody's face that they're testing us to. And when you understand that, okay, this person has the will, power, and drive to smash my face if I test them too much, and I have the will, power, and drive to smash their face if they test me too much, and we both don't really want our faces smashed, and we kind of like having our faces intact right now, and maybe we don't get into a conflict, at least a physical one, and we find a better way and a calmer way to hash this out, because we would both hate for this to escalate into something severe. Kind of covered that a couple videos back. And I want to go that men have, because testosterone has dropped, I think it says that testosterone drops 1% every year on average for men. And like from where it was in the 1980s to where it is now, it's insane to see that stairwell decrease over the years. We're just stepping down and down. And with the FDA, I think it's the FDA, whatever the health administration, what they used to consider normal, it always drops. And note that goes right alongside, co-aligns with the whole movement to empower females. It's okay for men to be weaker and women to be stronger. They're trying to flip the script, man. Satan's has his whole agenda. He's taking over the earth. He is the god of this earth. And what does Satan do but pervert things? Pervert the established order of God. That's Satan's big MO right now. That's his mission, to pervert the standards of God and have his perversion of the standards become what is widely acceptable. When, innately we know this is wrong. It's wrong for men to be this weak. Women understand this, Women have this thing where they want some soft boy toy they can play with, but then they get unhappy because they can play with him, and he's not the strong kind of man that they want. And so they tend to settle for this kind of bad boy, like I'll be like withdrawn and mess with your feelings and be mean to you, so they can get that feeling of like, yeah, he's strong and bad. He could do bad things. The reason women even want some kind of bad boy is just to know that he's dangerous. And if he's dangerous, that means he has a good chance of protecting her. It's a biological, instinctual thing. But they're supposed to be not dangerous to them. Women have this thing now where, because they want to be strong, they want to have this conflict with men and feel empowered. And listen, women don't even know what they want, bro. They're all chaotic. But it is all to say that Satan's MO and his goal right now is to pervert the established order of God. And he's winning, bro. You see, men are very weak nowadays. And because we don't have testosterone like we used to, we get into these cat fights, bro. We get into these spats, these kind of conflicts that tear each other down. The nations are doing this now, where it's like they're spatting at each other in a way that can get really dangerous because we have nukes. That's what people don't understand, is that it's not that we have any less power, but we have less emotional control now. And so when you have hyper emotional reactivity, and I saw an example of this morning. It kind of put it on my mind to talk about it. This morning there are two guys that I saw, and they're like just spatting at each other. It's like they're just yapping at each other. And when one guy was the main instigator, but like the other guy is having these like emotional reactions too. And it's like, bro, this could turn into something goddamn serious. This could turn into something that's for real. And everyone's turning heads and stuff. It's like, bro, like, you just ruin the atmosphere. And like, just like most cat fights with women, they like turn into something, okay, backing off from each other. But it's like, come on, man. Y'all didn't even have to have that in the first place. And again, before in times past when men had strength, it never even got to that level. Because again, there's this kind of instinctual, intuitional awareness that if I get too out of hand here, if they get too out of hand here, this could turn into something severe. And so we keep it at a reasonable, sane and calm level, nice and serene, while we hash out our differences. That's the way of times past, and oh how I miss those times. Oh how I wish those times were still here. Of course, there were some darker things about those times too, but it's like in times past we had civility, true civility, civility that came from the strength of mankind. There's that wonderful saying, good men create strong times. Strong men, or good men creates good times. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. Weak men create hard times, and hard times create strong men. And I think we're at the phase of that where, at least it's evident to me, that we're the weak men that are creating hard times. And like I said, you see world war, you see the economy's getting fucked. You know what I'm saying? It's all over the place. There is chaos and rumors of chaos, if you will. There's plenty of wicked and wacky stuff on the horizon, and it seems to me it's only getting worse every day. And I'm wondering, I was thinking about it today. What is the world going to look like in the next 10 years, bro? What is the world going to look like in the next 3 to 5 years, even? You know what I mean? I'm wondering if I'm going to get drafted or something. Sheesh, goodbye to the dreadlocks, huh? But it's like we gotta be considerate of the fact that mankind is losing its strength, and there are going to be consequences for that, ramifications for the fact that men are becoming weak. Hard times will arise, and from those hard times, strong men will come about. I think that even our generation that is getting on semen retention, getting on YouTube talking about semen retention, rebuilding one's testosterone by storing up the nut in your testes. Yeah, I mean your nut, your testes is where you produce that testosterone. If you're constantly coming out the vitamins and nutrients that your body puts into producing and creating and strengthening your testosterone stores, well, guess what, bro? You're gonna be weak and effeminate. Why do you think your energy just drops right after your nut? You know what I'm saying? The first thing you want to do is take a nap, because you literally just drained all that vital energy, all that life force that was empowering you. And why do you think women want after that? Because it makes you a little bit more effeminate, a little bit more controlling. You know what I mean? Women want to drain that seed so that they can make you a little bit more of a toy for them. And man, do they hate a guy that's maybe even love a little more, a guy that's able to control himself and stay strong even after doing that, because they have a true loving relationship. That's a whole different story for a whole different video. On this one, I want to focus on the fact that when we lose that seed, when we lose that vital energy, when we lose our testosterone, we create a situation for ourselves where we become weaker, where we become disempowered and disenfranchised. And when we are disenfranchised, we can be taken advantage of far easier. And again, like there are a lot of the men nowadays are seeing that as the norm. They're trying to make it acceptable to be taken advantage of and to take advantage of others. To create a new standard, a new perverted way where people take advantage of each other instead of uplifting each other and building each other up. It's sick, and it's gonna turn Earth into hell. You know what I mean? This is gonna be hell on Earth soon if we don't stop it, if we don't do something about it to try and put a stop to it. And that's what I was talking about with this generation. Caring about being on seed retention, caring about trying to turn things around with a healthy lifestyle, trying to revive the renaissance of masculinity. This is what we have to be focused on. And I think that it's so important where we got to spread the gospel of retention, brother, the good news of retention, the good news that you can be a strong man so long as you decide to retain your seed, to retain that testosterone that you got holding in your testes that builds and accumulates through your seed. When you decide to preserve yourself, your body will preserve you. And trust me, these are universal concepts that just work, bro. You're going to be attracting good things to you, and good things will fall into your life. You will align with good things because you've aligned with good things for yourself. So, when you align with good things within, microcosm is the same as the macrocosm. You're going to align with good things without yourself. Around those things that are outside you will also be good too. So just things to keep in mind, as you're living this life, that we got to be spreading the message of seed retention, bro. If we want to try to avert these times, if we want to try to avert the hard times that come from the weakness of men that is now an epidemic, we have to spread the cure, bro. We have to spread the cure, and I think one of those cures is, God, of course. But I think that another cure, of course, that goes along with that ties into it, is a healthy lifestyle with sexual abstinence, and what is masturbation besides an act of having sex with yourself? Okay. I'm sorry, brother, but hey, you know what I'm saying? It's like you shouldn't be you shouldn't be diddling yourself. You know what I'm saying? Give yourself a break and help yourself out. Give yourself a true helping hand by abstaining from that, having some self control, and not needing to pleasure yourself 24/7. Fast for that self pleasure and decide, okay, you know what? Instead, because this helps me, because this is better for my life, I'm going to hold off from this. And maybe you're not seeing results right away. Maybe change your diet. You know what I mean? Make sure you're eating entirely healthy food that actually goes to building up that seed source. Make sure that you're not smoking all the time. Make sure that you're not eating foods with a bunch of soy, because soy fits into all the same receptors that estrogen does. So you're essentially eating a bunch of fucking estrogen. So you know what I'm saying? Just watch out for the fact that there are things that you can do to counteract and there are things that you can get up to that will weaken and depreciate the effects that you gain from being on seed retention. But do everything you can to amplify those benefits. Start seeing some results. Start spreading the power. You know what I mean? Spreading the love. I remember I used to walk around on campus, and I would look around. I see people walking, guys walking with their heads down. You know what I'm saying? Just tired, sad, and weak. I'm like, man, their crowns done fell off. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and as opposed to being like, guys, I was telling my old brother about it. And I was telling him about it, and he was telling me, man, he's like, man, if I was on retention back in the day, I'd be lording over people. It's like, nah, bro, we gotta give people a helping hand and lift them up to our level. You know what I'm saying? We gotta give people the information so that listen, if you're acting weak out here, your blood's on your own head. Anyway, bro, I just wanted to get on here and make one more video for y'all. You know what I mean? I want to make sure that I'm keeping the content flow going. I want to let y'all know I'm okay out here. I'm living it up. And hey, man, I pray that y'all living it up too. I pray that y'all doing well on retention, that you're seeing results, that you're seeing benefits, and that you're actualizing those benefits too, that you're making those benefits work for you. Because in the end, what are we doing sitting on a store of wealth? You know what I mean? We got to make sure that we're putting it back into the world so that it comes back into us. That's that cycle, baby. Recycling. All right, y'all. I pray this video gave you a little something, illuminated you, helped you feel a little better, you know what I mean? Give you a little encouragement on this retention journey, because I know it can get discouraging sometimes. And listen, it's one bad night and you lose it all, bro. So stay strong, my brothers, and keep that seed intact. Take care, y'all. Peace.